Hello and welcome to this episode of Wibbles Gaming. In today's video, I'm going to be going over the Wobbly Life Space Update. Now this update has been anticipated for around 4 to 5 years now, as they first started adding clues into the office building in the city, which is where they hint about future game updates. And it has been the most speculated about update in Wobbly Life, for just the reason that you can go up in space, probably in spaceships and stuff. So in today's video, I'm just going to be covering all the different hints that led people to believe it was coming, when it is scheduled to come out, and what it might include. So the space update started being hinted in this building right here, which is the Rubber Band Games office, which is in Wobbly Life. And there is a little secret if you go in there. That's cool. Go check that out. And if you come up this lift, this will take you to the next floor. And this is where they hint about the future updates. And in here, there's a bunch of different spaceship plans. And I think these might have changed actually. But around 4 to 5 years ago, there were some spaceship plans here. And that was the first thing eventually hinted about there being a future Wobbly Life update for the space update. Also, if I check around this back of this board, it says finally with a rocket ship, which means that they're finally almost ready to release the space update after about 4 years. One of the next hints that the space update was coming was this secret kind of lab here in the mountainside. Now this is where you can unlock yourself a UFO, and I actually did go over that in one of my videos if you want to check that out. And UFOs obviously can fly, and they can also probably fly in space, which was a very big hint that maybe we'll be able to fly the UFOs in future in space. Now also, if you go through here, I don't think I have a lab coat in this world, but if you go through here and go up to the next floor, down to the next floor, I can't really remember, there is a space rocket in one of the rooms, and that was also a major hint for the coming of the space update. And of course, here we have the biggest clue: an actual rocket in the jungle military base. Now this has been around for a very long time, and once people noticed this, they started finding the other clues as well. So this was kind of like the main thing. And the most recent update to show that the developers have noticed us and that we want this update is these workers with a coming soon sign, who are building the spaceship, which symbolizes how the developers are working on it. And this guy says the job is taking ages, which means it's probably taking longer than they expected for the space update. Another small hint that I kind of forgot about was that over there in the jungle, you can make yourself a rocket suit, and you can fly up into the air as like a rocket, which is very cool. But yeah, anyway, those were all the hints for the space update. So the space update is scheduled to come on September 2025. So that would be a few months from now. I think that would be about, would it be like 3 months, maybe 4, from now? If it's late September, or maybe even early October, who knows? But anyway, as you can clearly see on these drawings, there is the red rocket ship on all of them, and these are different space stations with like different designs. Maybe they'll add one of them, or maybe they'll add all of them, but it looks like all of them include the rocket in the jungle. There's even a Wobbly on that one. That's pretty cool. And I really do wonder how they're going to create like this third it's kind of like a dimension, because in Wobbly Life there is a roof on the world, so you can't go past the roof. You can't go any higher than the roof allows you to. But this would mean that you could go in space, although probably, I would say probably maybe only to these ships. But it would still be really, really cool if we could fly into space. And these ships would have, like quests, probably, maybe even some jobs as well. Which would be insanely cool. And I think it might actually bring a lot of players back to Wobbly Life. As the excitement of the space update, will probably encourage them to give the game a try. Even if they haven't tried it in a long while. Well, that will be it for this episode of Wibble's Wobbly Life, where I covered everything to do with the new space update. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, so it helps to motivate me to create new content. Also, if you haven't played Wobbly Life in a while, maybe go check it out, especially when the space update comes out. Thank you for watching until the end, and goodbye.